Hi, I'm here to do an update on my observation video in order to meet the TA requirements. I did an observation video back at the beginning of the school year for one of my co-teachers. She was actually our department head, Michelle Dennis, and I went into her classroom to observe and see how she operated. I sat in there as if I was an administrator, and made sure that the classroom operations and what she did. Did she have bell ringers, all that kind of thing. At the time, we were still on a PDOS type system, so I kind of kept that in mind as I was observing her, her kids, and how interactive they were. She did a great job teaching, keeping them involved, doing everything that needed to be done. The other thing I enjoyed was just listening in on the lesson and learning what they were learning. She's actually our department head as well, and so I was able to discuss with her throughout the year and make sure that everything was organized, and me and her worked a lot on different teaching strategies, and we were able to take these teaching strategies and implement them within the rest of the department. I liked how her kids were organized and interactive, and they actually were involved, and she would let them work, but then she would work with them and she would talk to them. She has a lot of great ideas throughout the year. I went to her, and me and her would kind of conversate and get different brainstorming ideas and things like that together, where we would come up with a plan. This is what I'm teaching. What are you teaching, and how do you do this? We shared back and forth on different activities, and so we were able to give each other different worksheets, assignments. We both taught upper level classes, and so being able to brainstorm with the pre-AP and the AP world also helped. We came together and did different field trip activities and stuff like that. So being able to observe her from the very beginning, I kind of saw, as a department head, what her expectations were. She would come into our classroom some too and observe us and see, if we had any weaknesses or strengths, and then would help us in using those in order to get better and better ourselves, hopefully to help our students with their weakness areas, and make sure that our STAR passing requirements and things like that were met. I felt like the way she runs her classroom and the way things set up was the same way that I do. And so it was a good person for me to choose to observe, not only from an administrator standpoint, but from a teacher standpoint, just because me and her are a lot alike in very many aspects. We also share the same type of kids in our classroom, and so that helped. I could go to her because not every teacher shares the same type of students, and so being able to go to her and ask advice and different things like that was good as well. From an administrator standpoint, I actually had to fill in at the end of the year as an assistant principal, and so having teachers like her on campus was a good thing. I'd already seen her in class firsthand. I knew there weren't going to be very many discipline problems from observing her class that day. If she was sending somebody down the office, then you can bet that they did something wrong. And so that was also nice that, to have that teacher, Ryan, she was upstairs, I was downstairs, and we could actually, depend on her to run a smooth setting, and some of the other teachers weren't so much, and so it wasn't the same way. You can't come in here. Go in there with Dad. Just a minute. I'll be there in a minute. I'm sorry. I have a 6-year-old little girl. So, just being able to depend on that and the mentorship. We actually implemented a writing program. We found, obviously in her observation of classes as well as the other, that writing was a weakness with our campus. And so I had ran a program called My Access, which is what I showed in my leading video, was me leading the faculty meeting and teaching our teachers how to implement this program. And so we were able to do that as well. I observed many different teachers in our campus, our high school campus, not just English, but picking her as an English, I picked her because she was our department head, and I kind of wanted to know her thoughts and how she felt on what we wanted to do. I picked her because I knew she was very charismatic and would be somebody that was actually interesting and somebody that I could stand sitting through without complete boredom, which I know is going to be something, especially with this new Q-test and the requirements of it. I knew that she would be comfortable with me being in there. I didn't want somebody that was nervous or felt like they were being observed and held accountable for something. I knew that she would be relaxed and still teach, and we knew that her students, being seniors, would be familiar and comfortable with this type of thing going on. It's not something that is new to them. You know, they've been growing up with PDOS and walkthroughs in their entire school life. So me coming in and sitting there watching her wasn't a big deal for anyone. I felt like I was able to take away a lot of information, like I said, and use that within my classroom for the entire year. Me and her, I think, worked really good together. I think she's a really good English teacher. I think she's a great choice for department head for our high school. And I feel like she will continue to grow not only her students but her teachers. She has a great rapport with everyone she works with. She forms good bonds and communication with everyone, and she's able to, you know, tell them what they need to work on without hurting their feelings or criticizing or them feeling like they're belittled because of it. I feel like she's able to grow everyone in a positive way, and so in the end, the success and the overall things that she will see is evident of that. As far as finishing up with my videos, hopefully this will fulfill our requirements and one step closer to graduation from Lamar. I didn't realize that it was short, and so I'm glad it was brought to my attention that I was able to fix this little issue, and that I won't have anything to worry about, hopefully, in order to meet graduation requirements in 1 week, which is very exciting, knowing it's been about 15 months in the making. So happy summer and have a good day.